Alright. Greetings, travelers, again. I don't know what happened there, but all of a sudden, and funny enough, the last time I did the weekend mission, I got that far, and something happened, and I couldn't collect. So this is the second time I've attempted it, and have not been able to collect. So anyway, that was a drag. Oh well. Yay. Well, that's the second time that's happened to me, where I was doing the weekend mission and I finished it and something happened, the game froze up and I couldn't complete it. Yeah. Welcome back, DG. As I was saying, this is the second time I've done the weekend mission and it's locked up on me. I don't know if that's happened to anybody else yet, but I don't know. Last time I tried to do the weekend mission, the game froze up on me as well. So it's twice I've done it with no reward. I could reattempt it, and you know, we'll see what happens. But if I blue screen again, I will have to call it a night, because I don't want to restart again. Restarting once is bad enough. So I'm not sure if I should do it or not. Part of me is thinking I should probably hold off. Well, let's see if I can collect some expedition awards. It says I've got some available.
Collectible received.
Trying to think of what I don't need. You know what? I don't need these. I don't need these. I don't need these. That should be fine. Yeah, that really, you know, to do it twice, and I wish I could get this, but I didn't freaking do it. Because everyone was like, ah, it's just, and I didn't get to get this either. And there was all the Twitch stuff, and it didn't want to deal with that either. It's like I have a hard enough time with YouTube. Don't put me on another thing. Alright, I'm kind of bummed because I need the Quicksilver, but 2 times I crashy, and I don't know if I should attempt it again, and I don't want to go through all of that. And it always seems like right at the end of it is when I crash. And am I in multiplayer? It's enabled. I could try disabling it, but actually I didn't have it enabled when I did it before. That's true. So I gotta want a blue screen again because it's gonna crash my stream. And all right, let's explore a little bit. That's kind of a bummer. Like twice I've done this. Alright, so this is the system that I'm in. What other planets do we have here? What are you? Crimson? Foamy? Arctic? Something cold? Hyperborean? Ugh, I am so freaking frustrated with that. The game looks awesome, but there's still that. Alright, Crimson. Is there a planet hiding somewhere? Am I missing something? There's foam. There's that one. Nope. Okay, that's all of them. Cadmium, phosphorus, magnetized ferrite. Let's go take a look. What do you mean? Stellar ice. What am I missing these days? Is there another way to get Quicksilver now? Or are you talking activated indium? Just throw me the amount I need and then do the mission and drop it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Sorry. A little bit of after work nip. Speaking of that. It's a neat looking planet. Alright, let's cave dive for a little bit. Oh, really? It gives you... Oh, no kidding. So they did add another. Well, that's cool. I've been missing out on some of that. Granted, I've been dealing with other things. See if there's any... what the caves look like here. Be cool if those moved. Like wriggled. where do you find stellar ice? Is it like on planets or in space? Oh, it's one of those things. Okay. It's a pulse. What does it give you? Like, couple? I see no cave entrances. Wait a minute. What about over there? Is that a cave or deposit? What do you think? Oh, that's not bad. And I love how they've... Yeah, they've changed a lot. Added so much more bit. Yeah, very, very good. Alright, let's see what we got for the cave down here. That dusk glow gets a little much, but my HDR is off at the moment because it doesn't broadcast the same. Right on, Didi, thank you. Not as impressive as a cave as I was hoping, but this, on the other hand, is always great.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
It's got the mushrooms. Wow, this, on the other hand. Look at that. That's a cave. A water mixture with it's a little too, I don't know, something. This is neat how it changes with the storm. Man, yeah. The work they've done on the terrain and the caves and the critters and everything recently, the whole, it just kind of, all of it seems like it's had a little zhuzh. Little zhuzh. Yep, and usually just what happens when I blue screen, a little less than half return. And this time, more than a little less. Or less than a little less. More than less. Less than more. Less than there were before. Wow. Sorry, I'm just like staring at this. I love the hangy bits. The new hanging flora here. The moss, whatever they want to call that. Yeah, this is... Yeah. This is a cave. This is a great cave. Levi, what is going on? You can hear the critters just above you. Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll get those as a... Look at this. Wow, they did a wonderful job. And this wouldn't even need to continue. Perfect. Perfect ending. Yeah. I don't care. I almost don't care there's no EM field here. Yeah. Oh, hey, pay attention.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
I mean, they should, you know, in all fairness, those mushrooms should be a little bit peppered over here too, but that's just me being me. Why is it foggy down here? I'm trying to fathom that one. Smoky, dusty. And that's not... Should I fathom? No. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's not just like a tube. Yeah. Very, very nice. I like it, the new caves very much. I miss the fogginess. Again, it just could be my settings right now. Now I'm completely lost too, which is awesome. Yeah, seeing like this, it's just, you know, a little pocket. Doesn't have to go anywhere, but... And granted, every cave I've been into so far, the amount of that is different as well. That kind of fog, mist. Look at that. Critter. Right on.
Units received.
Yeah, see? At least random critters. These floaty things are neat. Kind of like little firefly kind of thingies. Are you the only critter down here? Are you all by your lonesome? Where'd you go? It probably goes through, but we won't mine it yet. I'm a little lost. This is good. Yeah, nothing. Some other hotspot is around, but it is not an EM. It is a deep mine. But thank you for the reminder, because I was just like really digging on the view and the colors and the new stuff. And of course I've lost where that cool ass water section is. Jeez. Just kind of goes on. Alright. Do we finally dead end? That's a freaking crazy walk. I wonder how deep we are. Huh, not too bad there. Felt like we went deeper though, didn't it? Kind of felt like we're going into the bowels of the planet. Well, it'd be cool if I could find the entrance I went in initially where that water was. I don't think I'll find that again. I mean, no matter what cave you go into, it just is. They just look so good now. It looks more like a cave. It feels like, you know, like all these different layers, and I love the grass here too. Whoa! Oh, that was a surprise. And apparently there's a sandworm. Oh, wow. Wow, that looks so great. That looks a little weird. It's a little off. The colors are a little off. Alright then, so I kinda almost want to wait and see if that happens again. It should, correct? Is it timed or is it random? Is it a path? Has that changed if it was some other way before when we first got them? Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. That was fun. Yeah, the caves are just downright remarkable these days. I want to go searching more caves. I don't, like, this is a great cave system. It really is. I don't dig on the coloration so much. But it is still, you know, really, really great. But it's a little too, I don't know, not what I'm looking for at the moment. But all the, you know, the topography is wow. Is it just me, or is it like changing constantly? Like the water is now that weird. Or is that the... Something's going on. Is that water, or is that... No, that's that sandy crap. I don't ever remember seeing one of these in a cave. Getting all toxified. Yeah. Really, really good job on changing stuff up yet again. Alright, let's get off this planet. I don't like the color. Let's get out of here. Do 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 do. Well, you might want to watch yourself there, buddy. Alright, what else we got here? That's the Crimson, right? That's where we just were. And let's go to... Why not? Ah, now we got some of the game music back. Good. Actually, I haven't been on one of these acid planets in a little bit. Let's see what they look like these days. A really bright spot. Probably not going to see a ton of caves here. I'm guessing. Maybe. Get over land, maybe we'll get a nice water cave combo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Another worm? Yeah, ooh. This is like a worm planet central, apparently. Ah, nice, right into the water. Where'd you go? This guy's tracking me. Well, now I'm driving him, but... See if maybe it leads us into some land. We'll follow him for a little bit. Where'd you go? Oh, you disappeared? Oh. Is that the end of your run? Pretty planet in terms of just being kind of serene. I'm not seeing... Oh, wait. Maybe over there? Is that like a cave? There we go. Let's see what this place offers. DNG. DNG, I did the... What? I got tentacles and worms. Got all kinds of creepy crawlies in this system. Alright, let's see. Ah. A little water puddle there. That other cave, man. The way that water and the cave mixture was just perfect. Too bad everything else I wasn't really digging on. Yeah, well, I did the weekend mission twice, and both times I did it, it froze up on me and I wasn't able to collect. And I will try it again after stream. Right, these caves are not going to be what I want, but it was nice to check on it anyway. Plus, I'm just checking the planets in the system that I'm building the, well, we're messing around until update happens. Alright. Which one are you? Cryptic, we've been there. That's where the new R&D / whatever is. What are you? Well, where did you come from? Paradise Planet, hiding out right over there. Why are you hiding from me? Do not you want to be paradise? Alright, what do we got? What do we got? I can already tell I'm not gonna like it. Not my kind of paradise, alright? Yeah, no. Ooh. Although the train's pretty cool. The colors, not so much of my likings. Yeah, no. Oof. Oof. Yeah. Not my idea of a paradise. But, still gotta check. Alright, we got crabs. There's a shampoo for that. Oh, nice. I like my living ship. I just wish you could, you know, add the things you need. Right. Do a little cave exploring on this very, very strange looking topography here. Not the topography, the coloration, the... Yeah, it is alien in a way. Kind of a strange mixture. I thought I saw a cave kind of thingy around here. Ah. See? That's a cave entrance. Nice. A little slow down. Yeah. Alright, not the color I'm looking for, but let's do a little exploring anyway. Just a little bit. Not gonna get too lost. Yeah, so you get the nice carpet. Yep. Alright, not the coloration I want though. But, again, looks great. Sorry, was reading comments and also reading a text. But I like the way that, you know, that entrance is. It feels more like you found a cave. Like, I like how they've integrated that now somehow. You know, it's not just some hole on the top of the surface. Wow, look at that deposit of cadmium, which I don't need because I'm in creative. Alright, we know what these caves look like. Very nice. Not the coloration I'm looking for, but... What am I doing? I need my ship. We're getting out of here, man. Hey, Victor. What is going on? Long time. We're trying to find, cave, kinda. I did the weekend mission and everything locked up weird and the game was like, nope. And it's the second time it's done something like that, trying to do the weekend mission, so I'm SOL on some. What the hell is that? Is that just a space potato? It's one big space potato. Did I land on you? Still no? Yeah, they really improved quite a bit this game. Alright. Dead. That's where we're working. Crimson, we've been there. I think we hit everything, right? Foaming, we know what that looks like. Or do we? I mean, there's been some changes. Jordan, what is going on? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in, guys. I've crashed already once tonight, so if it blue screens on me again and kills my stream again, I'll apologize now, and I'll see you next time. But so far, knock on wood, we're still going. Yeah, the game is looking really good these days. Like graphically, it's. I mean, I haven't seen a foaming planet yet with the new updated, the new Prisms update, so. We'll get there. Make a sandwich. Whoa, hey. What? Really? Alright. Thought I wasn't creative, but I guess. Alright, what do we got? Foamy planet. We know it's gonna be bubbly. But oof. Yeah, no, this is weird. Don't know if I'm digging this. Some wacky colors. Alright, what does this look like during the day? Better. Alright, let's just for ha-has. Be cool if when you bumped into them, someone would move and they'd make that sound a dodgeball makes. Boom! When you get hit with it. Yeah, I mean, interesting. Don't dig on the colors. Alright, let's get out of here. Not what I'm looking for. And I'm not even going to bother with the caves. Because it will be something similar, and I do not want that. Alright, let's, check out a neighboring system. How many planets we got? 3? One, two, three, it looks like. Can you get that from the anomaly now? Might be a place to check. What is it? Yeah, I think you're right, A Victor. We could go check and take a look. I'll go there in a second. As soon as we get wherever we are right now. Where are we going again? What are we doing? Alright. Let's call in the anomaly. Also known as the Nexus. Even though, yes, I know the Nexus is in the anomaly, but... Alright. Hey. Where is it? Am I going by it? What are we looking for again? Oxygen harvester, right? Or there's a gas extractor. Well, either way. This is all cut off over here. Same with this right here. Which one? Over here? What's this? Oh wow, look at this. It's all branded dandy new. Damn. Oh, the gas extractor, yeah. The oxygen harvester, I didn't see that, but... Cryo pump. Heat capacitor. Stasis device. Right on. Should be cool if we got like some of this for stuff. Alright, that's really neat. Just doing anything yet? Nothing funky. Well, that's cool. You're multi-tool like you were before. What are you, your vehicle? As before, yours. You have exosuit. And you are Starship, that's right. Well, yeah, there. Here, let's get down to a buildable area, and I'll run through my. And it maybe not even on this save. I might have to even go to another save, but let's see what we got here. Actually, I just came into another. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, we'll just go somewhere. We might as well go back here. Yeah, it might be still in the base computer archive, so you might have to run the missions and do that. But, you know, they change this stuff up all the time, so who knows how it's going. One thing used to be there, but now it's over here. It was there, now it's back. But this time it's upside down. So, I really am interested to see what happens with this whole potential, you know, build. Hopefully, you know, some stuff related to building in the next update, hopefully. Are the rumors. It's just a rumor. Alright, so, and we're working on the other side, I think. Slash in the middle. But I want to run through the parts menu real quick. So. It's not in that one. It's in. There we go. Oxygen harvester. There you are. So that is the oxygen harvester, which looks something like invalid biome. Well, I don't think so. Oh, jeez, really? Really? Really, really? You can do this to me now? There you go. There it is. You're not supposed to use it in this environment, apparently. That's what happens. When you go to use it, it makes a crazy noise at you. But also, unlike a few other things, you can kind of hear it working, right? Hear it whirring. But nothing's happening. Like, these aren't flapping. This isn't spinning. Craziness happens here. So, let's not do that. I kind of want to explore some caves. I'm really kind of up for spelunking. I mean, there's work to be done here, but part of me is like, I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of want to just dig on more cave stuff. Now, if these caves down here had water, it'd be perfect. But the water would probably end up being red. Alright, let's throw in... Let's throw in something just to say we did. Which I will probably delete tomorrow sometime and add in something else. Because these will have gotten in the way of something. But we need something cutting through a little bit, because there's a nice little color alteration, but there's not enough pattern change. Like we have that color alteration here. Yeah, right there. Which we'll see more of when we remove the floor panels that are in there, the light floor panels. So, does anyone have any clue of when this supposed update might be? Is there any... Is it going to be anniversary kind of... Can I start over? You missed it. Wait, what happened here? Enra, hey, what's going on? Oh, what, this? Hey, Pictor? I could, yeah, I could, effectively. I probably should, to be honest with you. I probably should start a fresh version. This is a haphazard experiment that ended up being, I'm like, alright, I guess I'll do something with it. But I could, if you want. If you are serious, I will start a fresh version. Ooh. Let me just add this crap in and we'll pop over to another area. It's an easy thing to do, really. And I do have a live tutorial on how to start a basic one and everything. But it just all starts with a circle. And then it gets insane from there. But there's a couple of tricks and tips that after using these particular parts to create these. I'm waiting for this new update, man. I need to get some tutelage on myself. But things are getting a little stale, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, this is me just goofing off. Because, like, structurally, I'm at a bit of a loss at the moment. Wait a minute. Is that... No, that's right. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was doing something wrong. But yeah, there's some, when making one of these, there's some basic, a couple little things that are just helpful to know. Kind of get you, and they're fun, and they're different. All the time you can make them, I mean, it's the same, but different. Pop these in here, and then we'll do a quick reload. That didn't sound good. Where'd that go? You went somewhere that you weren't supposed to. And we're gonna have to double check. There you go. That's more like it. Make sure we didn't lose anything on this side. Oh. Yep, that all looks good. That works. Alrighty. We are clear for a save. Let us save. Alright. Now we're going to do a reload. Ooh, that's center when it... Ooh, I'm just noticing that. Hold on. Of course, my ship marker is going to be right dead back center, right? That's neat. That right in the center when the light all intersects right there and does that weird star-shaped thing. Right there. And right there. One more time. Okay. Reload so that we can get synced up. And then we'll go start a new one. We'll do a nice simple one. I'll throw in the, we'll do the basic. Come on, PlayStation. Oh, man. It's getting old crap. It's horrible. Alright. Let's see what it looks like all synced up now. That upper ring, that outer ring. Might be too bulky with the wheels. Yeah. Yep. We're gonna have to use another thing. I don't like it that. I mean, it kind of do. Does it ever go? Not really. The point never goes back to blue. Yep, no, we're gonna have to go with a different exo vehicle. Okay, not a big deal. We delete all this and add in another set. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to go and make a new one for A Picture. Do you really want me to do that, E? Because I will. I don't mind. Nobody else minds. The only reason it's taking me long is because I had to delete a bunch and start again, and I'm, kind of experimenting. But a couple hours. Like a standard one of these, you'll see I can do in moments. So this is one that's more put together. No, not at all, A Picture. It's always good to practice. And the way I'm doing it now is not, and then this is why I'm going to this area, so you can see kind of one that's more shape changey. You'll see. This started off in a different manner, and then I had to delete stuff, and I was left over with a setup. And then I'm like, all right, how can I make this look interesting? And I've been kind of fighting with working within limitations and spaces and trying to keep angles that were set. And it's just been difficult. Because normally when you start one, you kind of start from the center and work your way out. So this is a more of a completed version. And of course, these all look better at night. And this took a few hours, Some of it was because of experimentation, and some was because I was doing it during stream, and I, notoriously get distracted in stream. So, in each one lately I've been trying to make a little bit different, to see what kind of patterns I can get. But yeah, there you go. Now you can see here, how if you watch this, and again, we can hope for some nighttime soon. As you watch some of the areas, you're going to see, a bit of pattern change as the exo bay vehicle summoner thingy rotates, and cuts through certain parts, and as things pulse and the light shifts and all that. And kind of get a basic. I mean, a dramatic difference, night and day. I mean, these are built for, dark environments. Front and back, depending on how you build them, will look dramatically different and take on different. And this is what I mean by, each one is different. And the more you experiment, the more you try different little things, and your brain as opposed to my brain, and etc. But just to get you a basic thought process on one of these. There's always one side that's cooler than the other one, in my opinion. At least the way I build them. There's always one side I'm like, yeah, that's what I was trying to go for. I really want nighttime. We'll come back to this when it gets dark, so you can see what it looks like when it's moving. Alright, so well, hey, what do you know? I already got a circle, but I don't want to do it from top side. But this is basically the setup A picture, what you're seeing here, but set vertically. So we'll do that. Alright, so first you get yourself vertical. And however you want to do that is up to you. But for this particular actually, why am I doing this? I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. I just want a flat surface to work with. That's what I'm looking for. You want to get, decent height. Because as you can see, behind me, they can get pretty large. So you need some height. Alright, once you get some height, you're going to do your standard kind of perfect circle thing, right? And however you do these, whatever your method is, or however you get it started, is up to you. I'm just doing a quick and dirty right here. Alright. So then we're going to get our thingamajiggy. And if you don't know this method, Beeblebum YouTube has the best tutorials for building a No Man's Sky, in my opinion. I do weird random things, and sometimes it works out. Alright, so once you got this half done, then you're gonna get some wire. And you can also do even dirtier and just banjo in the light floor panel. You can bring it all the way around. You're going for 16 or any size you want. 16 is a good start. You can expand it out, but you're going to have gap. but it doesn't really matter. But you know, if you can do another whatever the next size up after 16, excuse me, and what is it, 32? Um, but it becomes daunting, and uh, it, it, 16 is a good way to start. Let's just put it that way. All right. Once you have your wires run, and it's usually actually a better idea to do this first, but I believe you can still add this afterwards. Yeah. Just something to keep your center if you need it, which you don't really, but it's not a bad idea just to begin with, depending on what you're doing. But in this instance, we don't really need it. Alright, so now we're going to get our floor. Come on. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. And this is why I'm going to show you need to, you know, because that's just a start right there. It's going to get bigger than this. You know what I mean? So, did I go? Are we all even there? Yeah. This method is more accurate. Sometimes when you do it just by glitching the light floor panels to the planter, sometimes it's not completely even, and you get some red state issues. So this is kind of the better way to do it. Just takes a little bit longer. But if you're not trying to you can also fudge it by doing the you know, light floor to light box kind of thing as well. And I apologize, I'll get to chat in moments. Just trying to get this down. Really? Really? You gonna do this to me right now? See, sometimes you gotta talk to it. I'm telling you. See where I'm going with this. And then later on, you're going to want to kind of mess with, you know, the light floor to light box, because that brings in a different, you know, aspect of the whole thing too, which is kind of what I'm working on at the moment on the other one. Alright, so we got that, right? Should probably save sometime. Alright, where's my current one? Okay. Yeah, I was wondering when that was going to happen because I put you there. Alright. We don't need you anymore. And we don't need you for now because you're just going to get in our way. And then it's, you know, round and round we go. Where we stop? Well, we kind of know. Ah, see? Issues. What did I do there? Oh, yeah. No issue. Issue is nip nip. There we go. Alright. We got that. Save. Get rid of these. Take a short break. And this can be seen from over 1,000 U away. It has been tested. Who's up there? Is that? You shouldn't be up there. You. Go over there. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Only without all the menu crap there. Alright, back to the lesson. Alright, be that way. Alright, so you got all these quarter floors. You want to just replace those with the light floor. But you want to make sure that, at least for the beginning and basics, to start, you want to make sure that it's pointing in. Alright, whatever is pointing in towards the center. So with that, we want the bar off to the left. Alright. We're going to remove these just because I need to. Alright, now, the two main parts, okay, but you can use anything, but the two main parts for this, because of their motion, color change, flashing, rotation, are all in the race area. But you can mix in other parts in order to break things up. But that's, the more advanced version. Alright, with the race initiator, the important thing is how it jumps. So we're going to use this as our main thingamabob. Alright. So these jump 3 light floor panels distance. So if I put this here, it should end up right around here. Alright. Boom. Okay. So that's kind of important to know as you start doing more, advanced versions of this, and that's how you start getting patterns. So, and then all you're doing is, lather, rinse, repeat. But for starters, let's just get what we need there. Alright. And then it's, playing around with different spacings and different angles. Alright, so there's our first one, right? There you go. The So there's a basic. Now you're going to notice initially the center is going to be all warbly and crazy. Don't worry about that. What you do is you save, reload, and it will sync up. And then it's just, going and getting experimental. It's a good idea sometimes. The more complicated you get, if you start getting into angles. To start color coding your light panels. And then, for a basic, you can even come in further. Bring this pattern in tighter. You can spread it out a little bit more, put another layer behind it. Keep it super simple. And you're basically just running these types of parts in different circumferences and different layers. And I probably missed something. I feel like I did, but that's right. Come on. Thank you. The nice thing about this too, I'll show you in a minute. I can get these parts to go in. Damn you. Damn you, part. Thank you. All right. I feel like I'm missing something here, but yes, I am. 1, 2. Right. You're missing there. And let's do that. Yep. Alright. And we're going to change the color because that's too bright. And then we're going to save. So right now we got this weird warbly mess. Right? Just kind of looks like a picture, yes, but we'll get into that after. That's way advanced. So yeah, warbly mess. We just saved. Oh, we're gonna hit up Manuel. I'm going to show you something else in a second, too. How much just this one setup you can do things with. Alright, but I do need a little bit of a smoky treat. So you're all going to have to bear with me. And I think I'm getting close to time, but I've been doing good. About 4 or 5 smoky treats a day now. And not even really full. I'll take like bits. Hardest thing I've ever had to do, man. Alright, so in that roughly 10, 15 minutes, right? This is a little bright in this one, but this is when you start. But just in that short period of time, now, this one particularly is a little too tight, right? So, what we do is we get rid of all of that. And we still have our center, which looks weird as hell right now because for some reason the game is acting funky. This is symmetrical, we know it is. And 10 to 1 says if I save and reload, it'll go back to normal. Or it'll take 2 or 3 of them, but it will go back to normal. Could be partially my PlayStation dying, and it could be, you know, the game and what's going on with it. You know, there's been a little bit of a syncing issue with these parts, but you're only supposed to be putting out one of each of them, so I'll take what I can get. But when it does sync and it's running the way it should, they do look pretty nice. And I've got a couple of different examples. It's kind of like the egg. I kind of plaster them all over the place because for me they're, you know, simple to make. Yeah, it's relatively stable as well, A Pictor. So much so, and I'm going to do it right now because... Alright, now see, now we're not getting weird oval shape. We're getting what we should, which is a consistent pulse, right? Alright, so that's cool, but what if we need more blue, right? Because that orange was just overpowering. So let's bring in some more blue. I find that the black race initiator works best, but changing colors can alter things in a weird way. And wait till the new build mechanic A picture when we start figuring that stuff out. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do, but we're gonna. Hold on. Alright, let's get rid of that. Oh yeah, and A picture, it's so stable, in fact. Can I do this, or am I... No, I'm locked right now, right? Yeah, I'm locked. I know I am. Yeah, I'm locked. Okay. You can pinpoint individual and if you want, even you can alter your pattern just by deleting. It is pretty friendly all in all. There are occasionally things to look out for, but you know, this also creates interesting shapes which you could, you know, if you think about it, you could mirror that and have a different, you know, whole different pattern going on here in the center. This is stuff that I'm just playing with now. But so now, if knowing the 3 rule, right? If you do a setup ahead of time, and with this, it's you got to do each one separately. Okay, so this is where it starts to get a little complicated. You got to know ahead of time, and you got to think about it ahead of time, and it's pain in the ass. Excuse me. Need more nip nip apparently. Never enough. Alright, so got one going that way. Got one going this way, right? But for now, just because I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Alright. So we're going to go up because we know that should hopefully not get in our way, obviously here. And we're already set up out there. So, and then just to be on the safe side. But see what I mean? I mean, just with this one circle, your possibilities are, and we're not even getting into angles. Never mind that, you know. It's just knowing the distance that that one part jumps in order to start changing up some of the pattern. Alright, so we start with that. And this is where it all just gets to be work, you know, and it's some of it's trial and error, and but this is the pain in the ass part. And see, yeah, I can't even, because that's going to get in the way. So I'd have to set up all of that ahead of time. So, okay. Which means I can't. Oh, yes, I can. All right, so we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. Knowing this, I have to do this. Okay. So that way I can actually come in here, do my alternates, right? Then come back in. See where I'm going with this? So, but let's keep it basic for now. Hello, name I would love to be able to pronounce. Welcome. Alright, so we know we can't make, you know, another run interior, so we're kind of stuck with what we have. Right? It all bumps into each other. Although, we could just do that, I suppose. See, the spacing is different too when you do the setup with the floor panels or the wire, as opposed to just doing, you know, glitching these to the planter. The spacing becomes different. Okay. All right. So now I should be able to do. And I'm getting way ahead of what I should be here, but I know Apictor, he's smart, and he knows already what he needs to do, but it's just circles, you know, and knowing distance and mixing the two parts, adding in a couple other things to break things up every once in a while, throwing an angle, change the distance. Like right now I'm trying to pull these in to tighten up the pattern. Because I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. This will be new for me too. You're all getting to see this happen. Oh wait, Victor, you do some great stuff. Alright. This should be interesting. Can I go one more? Oh, am I gonna be this stupid? Will it let me be this stupid? No. Well, it will let me do an alternate though, won't it? Oop. How you doing? Alright, this is just dumb. What am I doing? Yeah, let me show you how to make this thing. Oh, hold on, let me get sidetracked and build something crazier than I... Alright. This is not the smartest thing I've ever done, but I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. How past am I? Oh, not too bad. Okay. Just looking at my time. Okay. This is gonna be stupid. Alright. Alright. It's not gonna look anything like that over in the distance. That's for sure. And I gotta remember this is not an airless planet here. There we go. Alright. This is going to get kind of confusing kind of quickly. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so these are going to shoot past, and these are going to shoot past the knees. Alright, so... Alright, let's start with this side. Alright. Stage 1. Stage 2 is where? I'm wondering if I should have gone from the outside in. Alright, hold on. We can do this. There's 1, there's 2 right here. Okay. Right? Yes. 1. And I apologize, I'm going to be a little bit on the quiet side here. As to try not to lose count. The only thing that kills all this are those little monitor thingies. Granted, again, they never intended for this to be done, so, you know, I get it. Alright. There's 2. Let's go save. Well. Alright. Alright, so we did that and this one, right? reload. And then we'll get to see what it really looks like. Although, we may have to sync up more than once, I've been noticing lately, so we'll see what it looks like. Might still be warbly. Warbly. Words. Words are fun. Still warbly. Something looked a little off with the circle, to be honest with you, too. There's something seems to be a little off. May need to restart. The circle seemed a little awkward. Even though it was done appropriately, you know what I mean? It's set up the way it should always set up, but the game's acting a little funky. The living entity that is No Man's Sky. The ever-evolving game. Looks a little better. Yep, there we go. Just took another reload. Sugar bar. And then the other side will look slightly different. That center ring is more of a pronounced so then now we gotta try and do the next set. Oops, where am I? I'm over here. Alright, let's try again. So that's going to land us in here, which is going to cover up part of this pattern here. Right? But see what I mean? We're gonna get a whole other pattern. And hopefully I'm not completely lost, because I just looked away from the screen for too long. Shoot. Alright, now is where you can get some phase deletion issues. but generally speaking, you can get away with quite a bit. Oh, later, Brian. Thanks for hanging out. Like, I just deleted that, and everything else stayed. So that's a bonus. Alright. Don't look away from the screen for too long. Because getting lost is easy. Got the hush. I will check chat momentarily. Oh shit. Did I just do this one? Forkenheimer. Yeah, I'm lost. Oh, scheisse. I want to say I did this one already. It don't matter, we got an extra in there. Alright. Let's do a one per base. Of course, crude and inappropriate jokes are allowed. This is an 18 plus. Just keep them non yeah, you know, racial and things of that nature, please. Oh, yeah, it's just same thing. Yes, that is. It's very sparkly. My sphincter is sparkly. Sphincter rave. Boots and pants and boots and pants. I mean, yeah, I've got the very first one of these I did. I have a video of on my channel. I was inspired by something my friend Jabway had done with another part in a smaller version, and then I was inspired to do all this craziness. Alright, everything looks like it's synced. Yep, got a nice, perfect, shiny sphincter. Now, because of lighting right now, you're going to get some odd looking areas, okay, because you've got light shining on it. You know, your light and shadow is going to come into play. And that's kind of why I use black mainly. But there are times where the gray black works really nicely. And thank you for asking, Will. That is very nice of you. Alright, so we just did that one. Now we're going to end up in probably a little further out now, so we're not really in the center anymore. So what we're going to do here is alright, where do we want to start integrating? Alright, we're going to get rid of this one. Alright, just for ha-has, okay, because we can. Let's start mixing in some of the orange. I just want to see where we may want to do that. Do I want to bring it in here? Or, you know, we can... Do I want to bring it in from, you know, which side, too? Because we can still tuck something in between the light panel and the light. I mean, and the little monitor here. Excuse me. But we have to remember the base of this thing is pretty large. Alright, that's a good sized base. So, you're looking at it right about here. So that's going to cut off a portion of... And this is a time where if I weren't streaming, I would delete a couple of these, I would delete the whole circle, look at it, go, okay, you know, blah, and then reload. But for time's sake, we're just going to kind of skip that process. I like gray and black. Again, the darker colors, because there's so much light going on, you want to use the darker colors so that you're getting less of a glare. Alright, so that's too much right there. That's too... Let's bring it up here. Nah. Alright, so we know we're not going to go here with that. So we can remove this. Alright, so that's kind of what we're left with. That's our actual shape. So now you want to kind of look at, alright, well, where's my negative space? You know, here, here, those areas, okay? So you kind of want to fill that with that orangey color if you can. So we're not so heavy on the blue. You know, we're having a we're going from light to dark in a way if you can. So if you can go, as you see here, we're kind of dark, light, dark, light with these little dots, light with the light, you know, but still, it's kind of a combination of all that dark and light here, light, dark, right? So we're kind of dealing with Zagritos. What's going on? Thanks for popping in. We're trying to fill in the negative space with, the color and the shapes of things. So now with that part gone, now if we put in right, but at the same time we have too much negative space here. So you'd want to start filling that. Now we're going to go back to that. Alright, but we may even want to go up a little higher. In order to fill in some of that gap, right? So that's not high enough. Or not low enough, rather. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Do something like that. Or that's not bad actually. Alright, so that's why I'm saying each one of these is so individual on how it comes out. The sphere generator just kind of creates a big ball of light, and is kind of a wash. The EM generator, depending on whether or not you have power in the area, works nice. Some of the plants work interesting, but unfortunately from distance, some of the plants and how they light gets a little odd and is kind of not worth it, unfortunately. Alright. And, then we could start changing angles. And then that gets into a whole other set of funkiness. A picture, there should be relatively recently, if you scroll down on my channel, there should be a live tutorial how to build a kaleidoscope, and then there should be the advanced version, which the advanced version gets a little sidetracky, but is enough to to get the basic idea of what what's going on. All right, let's add in this part just because we're here, and I already started. Yes, okay. It's a nice little, you know, cathartic sort of build. And, you know, you can mix this in with other things. Like, I'm really not doing much because I'm waiting on this new update. You know, I'm not going to get into a big structural build and realize that, you know, the mechanic has changed to the point where I can't finish my project. Glitch builders. Oh, it's a Greedos. Yes. We're doing. Beeble was talking about doing some form of, excuse me, spoof on Ghostbusters, but glitch builders. All right, so you know now we've got that. Which again, we know we're not going to put the base of our. Although you could, you know, I mean, all these things are subject to your interpretation. You know, how you build one of these is really up to you. And messing around and, you know, trying different things. I mean, but eventually you need to mix in some of the other color. You know, yes, this looks really neat, but oh, it's a Greedos, yeah. A-Pictor asked to see how one was done. We got a completed one there in the background. Yeah, you could. Well, let's find out. Easy enough. I got it set up right here. Question be answered momentarily. Oh. Wait a minute. There's something that needs to be done first. We need to line things up properly, or things will not do what we want them to do. But yes, I'm 90% positive that, although it would be funky because it would be moving under your feet. Um, I am currently on a dying PS4 Pro. Uh, but she's still hanging on right now, so and I apologize. I get quiet at these moments. That last delete was daring as hell. Alright, so there you go. You have a walkable or a form of ceiling. And you could, if you wanted to, I mean, again, it's, you know, your imagination. You could do any number of things. And it would come out cool. And, you know, and again, mixing and matching, you know, heights and widths are going to change. You know, how much, you know, light is emitted. You could use these in there if you wanted to. There are a few parts in this one up here that I use just to break up some stuff. Hey Ash, what's going on? Just messing around with shapes. I'm waiting for this new build mechanic that's supposedly showing up at some point. So I'm just kind of killing time. Murdering success. But see, at some point you need to introduce this color, because otherwise it's just a, you know, and getting into the layers is another thing, you know, because if you put stuff behind this and over the top, just in certain areas, you know, and we're going to do a quick run around just to kind of break up the eyes too for a minute. So my eyes aren't bugging out. Daring deletions. Come on. Glitch like 20 in a row, and then one time you can't get it 20 times. But I am going to repeat myself when I say that the game has really never looked better. Graphically, I want to say it. It's definitely, Alright, let's do a save and a reload, and then we're going to just do a quick little bop around. Alright. Manuel, could you please, if you don't mind? Yep, you know you're getting old when you make noises standing up, sitting down. God, I've been on my feet all day at work. My back is not happy with me at the moment. Neither are my feet. I mean, half the time I'm doing these, I'm just, hey, what happens if I, move this panel out and then down, and, can I drop something in, from outside? Alright, so, are we all, oh, we're still weird and warbly, okay. One more time, my apologies. It's the game. I have no control over this. It's been weird lately. It normally isn't this bad. Most of the times I make these, it's, one reload and there you go. Good to go. DGFL. But the past few days has been kind of funky. I don't know why that would be, but I have to do something like this, just something like a ton of. Alright, we're still all kinds of wackadoo. Alright, one more time. That is crazy. Alright. Okay. I don't know why you're not syncing up today. No worries, Will. Wow, I've never seen it this, inconsistent. But hey. NMS, nothing makes sense in No Man's Sky. You love it, do or die. I feel like rhyming, but I don't want to poke myself in the eye. Alright. Are we wobbly? Come on. Nice. Alright. Only, what, 3 times? Alright, here we are now. That's what we look like now, which is now we're going to get some of that kaleidoscopic effect. We still have too much negative space in the back, alright? But that's when you start putting things behind it. And that will change where things start to highlight and, you know, where you get all your stuff. But, say I'm like, you know what? I wanna kind of do something with this here. I don't know, Will, but I should try that. But see, why I like the Minotaur is it has thinner components that make up its body, so as it rotates, it has a tendency to make more of a visual change than some of the other ones. Some of the other ones are just kind of bulky in their design because they're vehicles. You know, this is more of a humanoid shape, if you will. So there's more negative space, which helps as it rotates. And alright, so that's this side. And again, both sides are going to be different. NMS does rule. I love No Man's Sky. And again, this becomes an issue. You get clutter. There are ways to hide things, but, you know. So what I would probably do here, because this side looks like Garbaggio, is I would now extend. Alright, and you can do this a couple of different ways. You can go and get an angle using a stair. Alright. It's going to flip on this way, unfortunately, so we don't want that. But what I usually do, just for simplicity right now, is the door. Alright. And let's jump over to the other side so we're not fighting it. And I usually use concrete for this stuff. It's less bulky. Just easier to work around because this is when things start to get a little unwieldy and a little crazy. And now, unfortunately, we're going to need that, but that's a good thing in this case. For now, okay, whatever. I like to put them on the outside, like that. Since we can't stack downwards. And since this is the underside of the light panel, in order to extend this out, you gotta go through this. And you figure 16 wouldn't take so much time to get around, but it does. Alright. And then we're going to go with another door. And I went up this height to avoid, as you can see, every other. We've got that little monitor, so just to, clear our path. And yes, you can start thinking these sort of ideas as well. But I'm trying to keep it simple-ish right now. Alright, so you got all that. And then start thinking, how can you drop something in and cover up some of that mess, right? Bring these in until it red states. That just gives you options. Okay, so we can there, right? Now, what I want to do here, though, instead, I think, is I want to go up. And again, it's just tedium, just the setup for anything. It's 90% setup and 10% leftover build. So you would do this all the way around, and then because you're going up, all right, you're going to have some issues. If you were going the other way, you know how things work. But since we're going upwards, we can bring our setup down to where it's appropriate, do the next one over, so on, but you got to bring it down to this point first, all the way around. And then you can, where you start to bump in down here, you just do those individually, do every other one, delete those, fill in the gaps, and do every other one, so that you end up with something like this. Well, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to show you this part. And now we're facing that way. Alright. So now you can come through, cut across. See, even though I changed that lighting hitting that, it's not really fully black, is it? Okay, so you want to get these down until you can't, until they start to red state, bring all those light panels around, and then, face it the other way, do every other one, delete, the third one, more than likely what it's going to be, and we'll do a quick test on that. And then if you wanted to, you could also bring this back. This section here, and instead of the door, again, tedium, but you could stack short walls, because if you look here, you're probably going to be you know, 2 to 3 short walls. I'd say, yeah, what is it, 4 for height. So yeah, you'd probably be at your third short wall and come down here. Actually, no, we could stack it back now that we're facing that way, so come in here, take a quick look. So yeah, we're going to be like right about here. So let's get that out of our way. And actually, we're right at the same height right there. A little bit further back, so you might want to bring that more to the forefront there, huh? So, keep it where it is. Alright. It's going to be a little forward, but, well, maybe not. Yeah, well, actually it will be because... But I could bring this forward, too, if I wanted to, but we'll see what it looks like. Never hurts to try. What's the worst that can happen? You gotta reload. That's right down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. No. Don't like it. Excuse me. Well, that would cover up the monitors. We could create a pattern with that instead. I mean, but you see where I'm going with this. You know, I mean, it's... And then if you want to start getting silly, you get into the next step. Angles. Do at your own peril. And basically, to get these all set up, you're going to do this bit, you know, all the way around. And then you're going to want to do that, you know, repeat that process again, and then replace with your light panel. And depending on what angle you want to get, you know, that's, you have options. Where my knife pin is. And if you ever get stuck like this, where it only goes to 2 spots, do your free rotate, go left or right on the joystick, on the left joystick, rotate it around, unlock it. Sometimes you gotta keep going. But see, now we're a little more unlocked. There we go. Come on, you pain in the butt. There it is. Alright. And I think that's actually the wrong way. It is. Okay. And then just replace. And now you have, you know, an angle that you can play with. And what that does, is it just kind of, I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it tilts everything out, and then when you put these angles close together, hey John, yeah, I realize that, I gotta probably get rolling soon. You start getting, you get different, hold on, this over here has, you can kind of see here. Right, so this is at an angle here. You can kind of see how it slopes in a bit. I know it's kind of difficult. But when you draw them in at an angle, you can see it here. And depending on how far in you bring it or how far out you bring it, you know, so we get these different bits. And then if you, you know, if you start going and crossing those 2 angles at the same spots or even in different spots, you know, you get a whole other vibe. And we're going to bounce around a minute. I'm going to show you. Okay, so take a look at this one. This has flat panels and angled panels. Alright, it's got a combination of the two. We are out of sync, but whatever. Alright. Would look a lot better if it were in sync, but. So, take a look at this one. Alright. Try to keep that in your head. Alright, this one here, we just have flat panels, but really tightly put together. Alright, and I'm just gonna try to, and I'm sorry about the back and forth zoom, it's the only way to try to get a center. Notice how you're not. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Um, just me, or does there look like there's an extra bit in there? You don't belong there. Alright. No worries, GG. Been a long stream tonight. Alright, so see those, right? Where's my teleportation device? Do I have one here? Let's go. Alright. Now. Oof. Yeah. This isn't supposed to happen, this animation. I'm guessing. Excuse me. Okay. Now, look at this one. Get some angles. Actually, I think this is mostly flat, come to think of it. Or did this one have it? No, I did angles. Yes, yes. This has severe, like some pretty severe angles, if I remember correctly. We all warbly here too. Oh, darn it. I don't know why that's doing that either. It shouldn't be doing that. I specifically built them to not be in the way. Why are you returning? Alright, that's better. So this has some, heavy angles. And then this is one made this is the simplest form right here. This is light panels glitched to the outside of the planters. Nothing. And there's 3 parts here. There's prefab room windows, the Minotaur Exocraft Summoner, uh, and the Race Initiator. And this is pretty much the base of all the rest. And it looks pretty much the same on this side as well. But you can't see because I'm not close enough. And this is just one you know, it's this and this, I believe. But this one here, you can see more of a rotation. You know, it's a good example of the this one here. None. 10-15 minutes to build this, maybe half an hour at the most. If I'm not streaming, you know, I can build one of these in, 15-20 minutes probably. The time to set up a circle, really. And then depending on glitch motion, because all this is put in with minimal part. You know, it's just circle a couple of tiles, and then this here, on the other hand, probably took in total, 4 maybe hours just playing around. Part of it was on stream. These versions take a little longer. But as you can see, there's started off with this inner circle, and then from there, I had things coming off of this, which then I moved forward a little bit to create this ring. You can see the light panels are still in there. Yeah, the big one here, about 4, in total probably 4 or 5 hours. Just noodling about with it. And then as you can see here, most of this came off of this line here. So these here, this one here, once you know the basic pattern, and the basic idea, however long it takes you to build, something that size. John, keep adding till you hit the build limit. And conceivably, if I wanted to, I think, yeah, I could continue by, again, like we did earlier, moving it forward and dropping it down. That's how I did some of this. So, you would come in here and then add in whatever you want. And you could further change it up by adding in a block instead, and now you have you can drag that light panel in closer than you might have been able to before in another area, down here, for example. If you wanted to bring this down a little further, bring the light box in, and that way you can add things, on the outer bit, change the angle, and then bring this to the outer part here, cut down on some of this orange perhaps, or take something random and once you start repeating a pattern with something, you have that symmetry. I don't know, what would this look like? Yeah, horrible. But that, on the other hand, might work, especially if we can bring it in a little bit further. Or, since we're already kind of set up for it, we could break it in and just add it here. And that will also enhance some of that there. Break it up a little bit more. Or, any other part that you may want to consider doing. For example. And you could also, I don't know, what else could we do here? So many possibilities. They are almost endless. But see what I mean by, if you wanted to just bring something a little closer, a little more forward, hide some more of this, for example, or highlight another part. You could bring that in and then, change, since you're already ready for it, the old bing bang boom adjacency. You can start going, alright, well now, instead of having that right there, what if we, bring it out a little bit further? Is that going to bring out more, is it going to hide too much of the light? Or, what if we, just possibility after possibility. So, again, just for highs, remove that. And notice how, everything locked in is, pretty stable. Just got to keep an eye, because these things, when they bob, see that red stake? Yeah, be careful of that. because you may be in the middle. You think you have a clear shot towards something, and then all of a sudden that thing moves, and boom, you've deleted it. So keep an eye on that. What were we using? Oh yeah. Yeah, see, too far forward, right? So that's a no-go. But what if instead of that, we want to cut down some of that orange at the top? We need to flip things around initially, bring it down, and then bring it back up, you know? So I'm just trying to throw some ideas at you at the same time. But it all really boils down to three basic parts, and then angles and imagination. But notice how each one of these, even though similar, yeah, okay, all have their own unique kind of characteristics. You know, the center of this one, on this side of it, on comparison to the other side. The other one, let's get out of here and we'll go back to where we were originally. And then I should probably call it. So, because we're at an angle on that center, that one side looks that one way, and this side looks this way. That's the same grouping, just front and back. Same with this. And because this is being hidden and certain things are moving differently, you're getting different highlights of things. You know, oh, no worries. Hey, Victor, good to see you, man. It's been ages. And then just to kind of head back to where we were, yeah, John, ready. So the basic three parts are the race initiator, the long portion that has a little monitor floating next to it. Any one of the exocraft summoning spinny things, depending on how you're building it, what you're trying to do. Those are the two main kaleidoscope startings for this style, okay? And then, but you can mix in other things with this style. I'm just talking, this is the base to work from. It's like, a good ice cream starts with a vanilla base. A good vanilla base. And don't get too complicated at first. Build some basic circles with, just flat. Don't start chucking in angles and too many layers off the bat, until you start getting the basic concept of the basic. And then, as you can tell here, this is, and this is minimal layer at the moment. I've got, set up here for other things. But I've got space in here, so as I add in other things, from the interior, obviously, we'll start seeing different things take place. Or as I bring in something from one of these angles on the outside, start covering, or shooting things in or out in this direction. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I'm killing time with kaleidoscopes while waiting for the new build mechanic. Is basically why I'm doing this, and that's why, again, starting next Sunday, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be calling it the something different Sundays until the new build mechanic or new update, you know, whatever happens, if it happens, and all that fun stuff. Where I'm going to just play a different game every Sunday, unless, you know, we lock on a game and people are like, no, play that one again. I'm going to take suggestions. I have currently some time left on my PlayStation Now, which is that streaming service where you can play all kinds of great old school games, and you know, there's a whole game library. So if anyone has any suggestions, you know, I'm going to start something next Sunday out of my own library, what I already have. And then while doing that, if anyone has any suggestions on any games that they'd like to see, then you know, make a comment. So again, we have, now this is like two kind of back-to-back ones in a way. But notice how a lot of those other ones had a tighter center of the exocraft bay things. Next time you request No Man's Sky. And again, you know, look at the pattern here. Dramatically different than everything else. And this was done with angles, only doing certain tines off the circle, obviously different widths, and things of that nature. Good night, Ape Victor. And I will probably be saying my good night shortly as well. And, you know, I'm still playing around with this. There's a lot of turning things back on themselves, and, you know, a few different techniques within this to get this one. I don't like the vehicle that I've got in there now. I'm definitely going to delete this outer circle here. That was a little crazy, but fun. That's what I love about this game. Just, yep, something random going to happen. Too bulbous doesn't work. So I'm definitely going to go with a different vehicle for that. And Ape Victor, you're probably already gone, but if you're not, hit me up anytime. I guess the last thing we'll do is we'll do a different vehicle, and then we'll call it a night, just so we can have something to compare with what we just had there. And I'm thinking I mean, it's always that. It really is. This might look interesting. Let's do one and see what we got. We're gonna need a couple because that just looks weird. This way we can see when the... I mean, we can also do this, which is always fun too. So we have that bit there, which I like. The feet, I have a feeling that's going to look neat around the edge. Alright, let's carry that through. So I'm not tired. Like, I got home from work at 10:30. I will be up for at least another hour if I don't force myself to go to bed. Thank you. Just gotta make noises at it. Eventually it'll do what you want. Random whiny noises. Why won't you do what I want you to do? Hey. Alright. Yeah, better already. Alright, let's do a save and a reload. Hopefully we won't have to do 3 of them. I wish the lights would change color too, like you could choose the color of the light. But, hey. You can't always get what you want. We get a lot from NMS. However, but I do agree. A lot of things I wish we could, have light adjustment. But that's what having a PC is for. So you can go in there and do all the crazy stuff like those guys do. But if I had a PC, you bet your bottom dollar I'd be doing it. I'd be tweaking a few things. I wouldn't do a whole lot of, crazy lighting mod stuff. But I would definitely be using all the damn build parts that those guys have. And I'd be flying around in a cool ship. I'd have one crazy ship. Alright, what do we got? Do we have some synchronization? Let's take a look. See, it's just like a little something that kind of happens there on the outer edge. Not too much. Doesn't take away from just enough. But we got too much of a glare where it's getting a little washed out right there, right on the. So I'm probably definitely going to bring in something to cut that down. I'm going to try to cut through the base of the thingamajiggy, the call pad. But I still kind of want a little bit more. Which could go in from the interior because there's definitely plenty of space, but that would take a bit of work. Or we could take our chances. Oh, hey, what happened there? Yeah, I probably don't want that. Alright, where is it? Right there. Alright. This is dumb. But we're gonna do it anyway. Perfect. We got a little bit up top. And a little bit that comes down, cutting through there. Yeah, maybe do something like that. You can also tell that the bases are different size too. Notice how I just deleted that one and was able to retain the one that's underneath it because that one's smaller. I gotta say the phase deletion has gotten a lot better. I mean, it still exists and there's still some things, but they're understandable too. Again, the whole PC thing is a blessing because they have, like, you want to delete just one part, alright, you can delete just that one part. Yeah, I could put in the satellite dishes. I don't like the sound. That's why I don't use them. I did those initially, like, when I first, because that's the part that Joby showed me initially. He had 8 of those, 6 of those in a circle. And, you know, like in the triangular circle. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And made a neat pattern as it moved in and out. You know, I don't have a simple circle set up anywhere. Anyway, make the story longer, more boring. And then I looked at that, and then he went to bed. And I was still awake. And I'm like, well, what else can I do with something like that? It was like movement. And I knew these moved, you know, they had a kind of the wobble. And I knew then I was scrolling to the menus and I saw that the extra pad things were moving and turning. And I'm like, all right, well, if I put these things together, what happens? And lo and behold, this crap. So, that's that. Alright, folks. It is late for me. It is early, possibly for y'all. I want to thank y'all for staying and hanging out and keeping me company while doing all this stuff. This has been me, APG, wishing all of you out there in the No Man's Skyverse a little bit of love, peace, and starship grease. Get those action pants on. Get out there. Start building some crazy stuff. Until next time, take care.